Hi everyone, Nara from Unity Wellness here. Now I did record a video earlier today and then went ahead and accidentally deleted it right at the last minute. Yay me. So I thought I'll re-record this while I still remember everything and it's still fresh in my mind, because I think that this is important information in light of everything that's going on. So I just want to start off by saying that this video is for informational purposes. I'm not here claiming to treat, prevent or cure any particular disease. And if you do have any particular concerns, please contact your healthcare provider. So I want to start off really by talking about three Frenchmen who have impacted, or maybe should have more impacted, the way we look at health today. Now, the first of these is probably the best known, and his theory has pretty much shaped medicine as we know it today, and that is Louis Pasteur. Now, some of you, even if you're not familiar with him, would know of pasteurization of milk, where we try and kill the bacteria to prevent any particular disease, and that was what his theory was about. It was the germ theory, saying that germs, these things outside of us, come in and attack us and cause symptoms and disease. So it might be that, you know, streptococcus bacteria causes your sore throat, or it might be that candida fungus causes thrush. What that doesn't take into account, though, is that a lot of us have these particular pathogens in and on us all the time, but they don't cause any problems. So then we need to look at, okay, maybe there's something more to it. And this is where our next person of interest, Claude Bernard, comes into it. Now, apparently he was actually quite close to Pasteur, but they had very different views on the cause of disease. So where Pasteur was talking about the germs being the issue, Bernard would look at the terrain being the issue, so the body. And he believed that the interstitial fluids of the body would impact the nutrition of the cells and really, you know, maintain a state of equilibrium. The other person who was working in France around the same time was Antoine Bechamp. Apologies to any French speakers if I mess that up. But Bechamp's theory was that we are made up of microzymes. So that is that we are a mini ecosystem made up of all different components. And that if something weakens our system, whether that's poor nutrition, environmental toxins, maybe, you know, we know more these days about electrical interference and EMFs, things like that, then that is what changes the function of our cells, but also the function of the microbes that live in and on us. And that's something we're seeing coming out more and more these days as we get to understand more about the microbiome, those trillions of bacteria and viruses and fungi that share and are part of us. Now, some people have said, you know, we're 100-to-1 bacteria to human cells, others say it's 10-to-1. The information I'm seeing more recently suggests it's probably closer to 1.3-to-1. Just like from a cellular level. But from a genetic level, where there's more genetic expression from our microbes than there is from human cells. Now, what happens to the microbes hugely affects our health. We know that there are some microbes that help to secrete vitamins that we can then use. There are those who which create neurotransmitters like serotonin for our, you know, brain function. All, you know, there's different bacteria all secrete different, you know, byproducts that affect the way our body works. So it's really important, and this is why you'll hear so much these days about gut health, because it's not just about humans anymore. We can't just look at it like, okay, this germ is going to attack this human and they're going to end up with this disease. What we're seeing more is, it's like the terrain theory that Bernard talked about. So if you have a pet fish and it's, looking a little bit sick, but then you look at the water and the water's pretty murky, would you just treat the fish with some antibiotic drops thinking, oh, maybe it's sick? Or would you clean the fish tank? Maybe you do both. But the fact is that no amount of medication is going to make that fish any healthier while its environment is still filthy. So that, to me, is more where we should be focused, is on our environment, our bodies. Because what we're seeing is that the majority, I'm not saying all, but the majority of people who are getting badly affected by this coronavirus and who are dying, they're more likely to be elderly or otherwise immunocompromised, because our immune function does decrease with age, which is why it's more likely to affect the elderly. And that same goes for any virus. So yeah, I just want to encourage you to look at the things that you can do to support your terrain. There are things like, I said, working on gut health. There might be prebiotics and probiotics, organic food as much as possible, because the pesticides and herbicides that are sprayed on a lot of our food these days will destroy the microbiome because they're effectively antibiotics. There's sleep. Sleep is a huge one for immunity. Hydration, making sure that you're having sufficient water throughout the day, or herbal tea, whatever it might be, to make sure that your cells can function properly and that there's the right balance of electrolytes. What else have we got? Stress. Now, this is going to be a huge thing for a lot of people because there's so much stress about it at the moment, and the fear, because people don't know, am I going to get sick? Am I going to die? Are my kids going to die? Am I going to lose my job? So much uncertainty because we're seeing the world and the systems that we're used to collapsing in front of us. And it's the way things have been isn't going to serve us through this process. So anything that you can do to reduce your stress levels will help you to be stronger and be able to, resist the worst of, what this virus might bring. So that might be you go for a walk out in nature somewhere away from other people. It might be you do yoga or meditation or breathing exercises, or if you've got a punching bag, go and punch the crap out of it. Whatever it is for you that helps you feel relaxed and just decompresses, do more of that, because you will need it to maximize your body. I think that's probably all I'm going to go into today. I mean, there are different nutrients and bits and pieces specifically that can be helpful. I'm not going to cover those off in this video, but there's certainly information out there about it. I posted on my website and on Facebook about intravenous vitamin C therapy, so you might like to go and have a look at that. And there's a whole heap of traditional antiviral, herbs and nutrients that might help as well. So what I do through Unity Wellness is to help people find the products and services that are going to serve them best to help their health long term. Now, I studied to be a naturopath when I was 18, a while ago now, and because I had all these conditions growing up, and so we joke in our family we have a cesspool instead of a gene pool. For me, that expressed a lot as lung problems. So, you know, there was asthma, there was the bronchitis all the time, you know, the numerous antibiotics, which then impacted my gut health. So then I would get eczema, and that required cortisone cream. And then my hormones were out of whack, so they put me on the pill, which goes back to messing up the gut health. And it was just this vicious cycle, and everything made something else worse. So I got to the point I knew there had to be some other way of health that was going to actually support me to be healthy, and I wanted to help others to be healthy, because I knew that this whole, like, you know, use X to kill Z wasn't working, you know, long term. It can help, you know, short term to reduce some symptoms, and, you know, can be life-saving. But for long-term health, we need to take things into our own hands, take responsibility for ourselves, and really just look at what we can do instead of being so caught up in the fear. It's like, let's look at what we can do to be healthier. Yeah, so that was what inspired me to study naturopathy. Now, I'm no longer working clinically because I'm homeschooling my 2 girls, but what I do now is work online to help families to find better products and services from, you know, local companies who are doing the right thing, but haven't got the greenwashing that we see so much out and about, who really do care about the health of people and planet, which is really what warms the cockles of my heart. So if you would like some support through this time, and perhaps not sure like what to buy, or if you're looking for, you know, some gut support or detoxification, or maybe skincare or toothpaste that's less toxic than what you're using now, please reach out to me. I mean, we've got our kids being born these days with 287, you know, synthetic man-made chemicals in their bodies, and that's just the ones that have been tested for. It doesn't take into consideration the thousands that they haven't tested for. And we've got people over in, you know, Papua New Guinea's tribe over there, where women have got DDT showing up in their breast milk, and they're 2,000 kilometres from any agriculture, and, you know, 2,000 metres above sea level. They've never been directly exposed, but this stuff is in our water. It's in our rain that's falling from the sky. It's everywhere. We've made such a mess of this planet, but there are things we can do to mitigate it. So if you would like to have a quick 20-minute chat, I can help you look at the products you're using now and perhaps find something that might support your health more. I said, you know, might be water filtration, maybe you want organic wine, whatever it is. I said, I've made connections with some fantastic businesses over the years, and really know what's out there on the market that is going to support your health, not destroy it. So you can either reach me through my Facebook page or Instagram. Both of those are nairi.unity, and I'll, you know, make sure we've got links and everything. Also on my website, and just had a small person coming into the room. And yeah, so please like, comment, subscribe, all of those kinds of things. And hopefully I will be seeing you more over the next few months. We've got a whole range of different webinars and even like free health movie screenings, things like that planned, to really make sure that you are getting the best information that you can to support your own body. Okay, thank you for joining me, and I will catch you again next time. Okay, bye.